Boopity boop boop. It's your host,
Boom.
GDQ.
It's your other co-host, your boy, Real Walter Ford.
And it's your
Busy
boy
that
Mac
boy.
230. Oh yeah, and it's your boy Mac 2301 looking at y'all. It's the Activated Podcast, you bitches.
Yeah. And we back. We weren't here last week, and we gonna kick it off right away. Um, so yeah, we got a new president in office. Supposedly he got to work right away. Um, but mainly we're gonna talk about this executive order about supposedly ending private prisons. So a few days ago, something came out that said that Biden, basically the news headlines were Biden ended private prisons, private federal prisons, and you look at the details, and that's not true. Um,
Lies.
Not at all. I mean, yeah, we were talking about earlier. They just like pick it. They just pick some kind of exciting verbiage and be like, all right, this is what we're gonna say, and not include all the truth about
so I'll run the statistics real quick.
it. Yeah,
Um, really, when you come to find out, it's actually only affecting 11 federal prisons, and so
11.
11.
11.
11. And so it only is going to affect 27,000 federal prisoners out of our 2 million total population of people in jail. And it also does not affect ICE at all. And more than 80% of detained immigrants are held in private for-profit prisons. And all it has nothing to do with state prisons, and state prisons hold 88,000 prisoners, which is 7% of all the state's total prison population.
That's
Also,
crazy.
also keep in mind that it doesn't really end private prisons or federally private prisons. It just ends the contracts, or it's not. It makes them not able to be renewed, or basically. So it
Yeah, so the president's still there. It's just the government not doing contracts with them anymore. Is
yeah,
what it is.
it doesn't like, oh, that's it, they're done after this. It's just like, no, it's just your contract is
The,
terminated, or
the government just ain't like, all right, we ain't giving you no more money. Yeah, so people still in jail. It's just of it, like this. People still in jail, hella.
yeah,
We have the
the
most percentage of incarcerated people in the world.
and the most
Yeah,
guns, but that's neither here or there.
exactly. A lot of people don't know. I believe it's about 24, 25% of incarcerated people in the world are in the United States.
So why do we think that they why do they almost lie, you know what I mean, or they kind of sugarcoat it or make it look good,
I
you know
don't
what I
think
mean?
sugarcoat is the right word to use it there. I think it's
Yeah,
more
it's not
like blow
sugarcoat.
it up. Like
It's
Exaggerate,
it's,
sugarcoated.
it's more like
exaggerate.
yeah, exaggerate. It's more like exaggerated. Because you got to
They
get people to
exaggerate and they sugarcoat it. I'll say they sugarcoat a lot of shit too. I mean, but
yeah.
I agree. I agree that everything is exaggerated as well. But what was you saying, Walter?
I I mean, part of it we already know it's a job, G. So you gotta get people to read it and look at it. Hey, how can I get you to read and look at this? Boop. Pay attention to this because this is like the most important thing, or this is the most not important thing. This is the most
Polar.
attention getting. This is the most attention getting way I can relay this information to you. And doing that is not always the most amount of information, I guess, if they don't have
I think it was the
those
most like.
intentions. You know
I
what I'm saying? If
think
that ain't your intentions, then shit, And I mean, I feel like you got a job restrictions too, because like you said, it's part of a media role or a news cycle. It's part of a system or like an engine. So you gotta fucking fit into that. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel, Busy?
Yeah.
Well, same way. I feel like, clickbait. But also I feel like the same way Trump was doing damn near nothing and people were like giving him so much praise. It's almost like Biden won't, he don't have to actually do shit to get praised. Trump was kind of like half-assing stuff and they was praising the fuck out of him. So it's like, it might be small, but he doing something, in my opinion. It just
I
ain't
feel you on
at the
that.
level that we wanted it right
The bar
now.
low as hell right now is what you say. The
Yeah, the
is
bar
lower
is
than
super
motherfucker.
low whenever
The bar is
I don't
over low.
know I don't know if his team understand how
They
in demand we are right now. Like, you're not
they
going to
told
be
me
able
not
to
to
do
talk about
little
Trump.
shit. I know. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry,
you
but
good.
it's just
That's
like
real shit though. That's
you're
real.
not going
That's
to
a
be
good
able
ass
to
point.
do little baby shit, and we be like, oh my god, that's amazing. You're gonna have to actually move some shit. It's not. You're not that guy at 45. You're 46.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's all I'm saying. It's like, okay, that's cute, but it's like, no, boy, we need we need some stuff, dude, right now.
Real
So
Like
shit.
you
yeah,
said, that $1,400 or any amount of money.
right. Something that should have been first, like Q said, that should have been first. But I do, like I said on my podcast, I feel like, yeah, it's only been a few. Like, give him a couple. Can we give
Yeah,
him
he just
30
pulled up.
days?
He just
You
pulled up.
know, can we give him 30? I don't know. Maybe 30. I don't know. But I get where everybody frustration is at though.
I just
Because you
don't know
can make
how
it
much.
happen
Right.
overnight
I don't know
somehow.
how much credit you give someone for doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because he
you
can.
it ain't
I'm
really
pretty sure
no
you can
credit
make
because
it
you
happen
This
overnight, or
is
you could be like, you can be like, hey, this is what I want you to do right now. You know what I'm saying? Be like, all right,
yeah.
cool.
It's always stuff that we want them to do more than whatever the hell they have on their agenda. But
You can yeah, it's the argument is that it's a step towards the right direction, and obviously like there should be no private prisons whatsoever. So I guess if there's a
agreed.
small bit, right, we're making a little bit of progress, but we are in demand, and y'all
Right.
need large steps of progress. And I know that it's this incremental thing, but it's a new
But how
modern
slow is
age.
democracy? Yeah,
Yeah,
how slow is
we need.
democracy?
Yeah,
I'm
when it's
Amen.
no.
crumbling, when it's crumbling.
I heard that from J. Cole. Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Hmm.
I'm not. Nah. Y'all swore in Amy Coherent, incoherent Barrett in 8 days. I ain't trying to hear shit about
Mm.
anything taking forever. These
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
1,400. No, 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 no,
Mm.
no. If you can
Mm.
swear somebody in 8 days for the U.S. Supreme Court, you can run me my motherfucking money
Mm.
just as quickly as y'all will take my money for taxes and shit like that. As quickly as y'all can give me it. So I like, and I think that's where we're at now in terms of the people. It's like people are finally starting to realize it's like, all right, you're not finna piss on my foot and tell me it's raining. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not going for that, you know?
And, and and when you look at all the other countries that have given stimuluses to their countries or to the citizens in their country,
And they were
I
doing it
don't, I don't
monthly too.
yeah, I don't want to say the wrong numbers, but let's just say a lot of other countries that weren't supposedly the richest country in the world, you know what I'm saying, we're getting way more assistance
Yeah.
than we was. And I just you know what I'm saying, just to say it like that. You see what I'm saying, like
I believe
countries that aren't the number one, you know what I'm saying, like we the richest country in the world, supposedly, you know.
Well, our billionaires are the richest billionaires in the world.
Yeah, richest billionaires in the world, excuse me.
But yeah, no, I mean we do have the highest GDP, but that's the thing is money. I mean, look at it. That doesn't matter at all. And
Yeah,
there are
when you got
countries
debt,
there are countries who are doing a lot worse and completely lock down their populations, don't give them any assistance. And so
Yeah,
like
nothing.
stopping the interest on student loan payments is decent. You know what I mean? Now, would I want you to cancel student debt? Yes. Do you know? So, but it's like, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it's always a balance. But the thing is we don't, want a balance. You know what I mean? And right now we don't need a balance. We need like drastic measures. We need things that
Right.
will give people help
That's capable
now.
too. That's capable. It's capable resources, fam. Like it's not like
But
it's
what's not capable?
not possible.
Well, that's the whole point. 8 days? You got 8 days for that? Come on. Like, you can't give us money or help people or cancel this, or you know what I mean?
Fam,
Like,
remember they pulled out all that money to help the Wall Street people just now? People forgot about that, or the government people.
I
No,
think they're about to buck.
ain't
I
nobody
think they're about to buck on this money. I don't know why, but I
that's what
think this last bit of money, I don't think we're gonna get anything.
mm,
Well, I mean, it ain't even that. I mean, well, I don't want it to seem like we're begging for money. I just want it to seem like it's assistance from what you pay into and what I mean, at least what you've been told. You know what I'm saying?
you do
you're
pay.
not getting
You do
your
And
pay into it.
and expectations. You
It's
know what
Walter,
I'm
you're
saying?
not
Yeah,
getting
but
your
the
exactly.
money's worth.
billionaires
If
get
that's
it.
what you want to say.
Billionaires get bailed out. Companies get bailed out. Companies got
Yeah,
trillions of
we should
dollars
be getting
months
bailed
ago.
out.
That's what I
Yes.
was saying.
You
And
know, in other words, Walter, you're not getting your money's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You
Exactly.
at
ain't
That's
getting
all.
what
your
I'm getting
money's
at.
worth. Like, I mean, you see it. Like
And it's
just
an
last year.
expectation because it's like they be telling you this, like, hey, I'm finna. This is what to expect, and then it's
Well, the
not that.
reason I said that is because they lifting the ban in a lot of these states, and all of a sudden the Republicans come out with their own proposal, and they want to sit down with Biden instead of them just like sending us our damn money. Why all these meetings, my nigga? Like, I don't know. And then y'all lifting the ban, so it's like, go back outside. We'll discuss how much we're gonna give you guys. Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Oh yeah, you see how many responses we got when we had asked about like how do y'all feel about California lifting their stay-at-home orders, and 90, I think it was 98% disagreed with us lifting the stay-at-home orders. And then when I asked for reasonings, they all was like, so let me get this straight. You're gonna lift all the orders, let people go back outside, but you still not giving any financial assistance or help. Like rent's still gonna be due, bills still need to be paid, people still are unemployed, unemployment is about to get cut off, unemployment is about to get taxed for those who don't know that as well. Like,
And for a lot of people, unemployment in California stopped a long time ago because they allowed billions of dollars to be, gone, lost in fraud. So they paused many people's unemployment and had them
yeah,
verify their identification, which took 3 weeks, and you had to call and you can't get through. It was a mess. It's still a mess.
yeah.
So it's
for a
I
reason.
know people. I know people who were on unemployment who are still on unemployment, but they ain't getting anything. And
right.
that's even in Indiana. My
Well,
Mm.
California's system is decent. Exactly. Imagine it in other states.
yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
gotta be a mess. I know Georgia is horrible. I have family there, so
Because California actually has money to pay. Other states don't
Imagine being
actually have
burned.
money to pay.
my brother got approved and he
Welcome to
never got a
Indiana
payment.
State.
He never got to see. That's
Never.
wild.
He got approved in April of last year. He's never gotten a payment. He's certified every week and never gotten a payment.
You're
So
people are
yeah,
gonna be
Welcome,
mad.
welcome to Georgia. Burn.
Well, I
People
mean, that
always
was
are mad, but it's bad.
it's bad.
It's gonna continue to get worse because they refuse to do the things that they said they were gonna do, like give stimulus checks right away. You know what I mean?
Right.
They refuse to do this. They say they're gonna do things. It would be better if they didn't say shit. But no,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
say things
That's what I was talking about.
regardless.
Expectation. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
elaborating on stimulus checks. I forgot his job title, but he's basically with the IRS and stuff like that. And he said realistically, he doesn't see the next round of stimulus checks being dished out until March.
If that,
If that. He said it's March seems reasonable. It was like basically it seems reasonable that we get it out in March. It's not a guarantee. He was like, it could be later. And I'm like, again, no, nah, I'm not. That's not good enough, bro. And
That's the reality of the situation you're in. It's crazy.
okay, it sounds good. All of that sounds good. until you really push these people on the brink of survival, and they're gonna start making points. I'm not condoning anything that can happen, but I'm just saying, like, look, they already showed at McConnell's house, they showed at Pelosi's house. Whether you think it's scripted or not, that's one. They showed up to the Capitol. That's two. If you don't think that these people will not show up at your crib, not giving a fuck about anything because they got nothing to live for other than survival, like, don't sit there and be like, oh my gosh, like, because all they're gonna do is shit's gonna happen and they're gonna act all surprised, like, oh, how could this been avoided and all that kind of shit. Like, I keep saying it, like, the government really doesn't give a fuck about the American people. The billionaires, they care about the billionaires. They care about the people that these lobbyists that gives them this money to make these laws that puts us in these positions that we're in now. That's
They keep proving it too, because
yeah.
I mean, if the Capitol situation and then GameStop recently, it's like it's so biased in this world, America or whatever. It only works for a certain group of people at a certain time frame. Like, I don't know. It's weird how some people are able to get away with some things.
Hey, when you got money, man, money.
That's not weird. Yeah, that's
if you got money, with money, with enough money comes enough power.
Yeah.
Your money, to have a significant level of power, you have to have a significant amount of money.
And the complexion for the protection too. Double that with the money, fam. You good.
So
double the complexion for the protection. I'm like, what?
But even when you don't have, like, even when the times people have a lot of
we out, fam. We out.
A lot of those crackers didn't have any money that ran in the Capitol. I think it got a lot to do with just not being in the right groups.
You see, the realtor lady wasn't in jail. She was at her house on the news.
A lot of them are middle class, white
middle
people.
Class.
They either spent their last dollar going there, or they had enough money,
to
go, and take time off during the week and go.
That is so wild. You gonna see your laugh.
It's a video. They like, where the business owners?
It goes back to the last episode. Who are these? Who are these people that went to storm the Capitol? Okay. Who can afford these things? Teachers, police officers. I'm gonna take these paid vacations.
Not all teachers can afford it, but yeah, they're either very poor people spending their last dollar, or they have a lot of spare money. Mm-hmm. They have money to buy gear, military gear. They have money to take time off. They have money to fly across the country.
They have money to play back. Call of Duty. They have money to play Call of Duty to practice.
They have money to get good enough lawyers to get them out of the federal system.
They
have money to freaking get vegan food in jail.
They get a PS5 when it's sold out. You know what I'm saying? They got toilet paper.
I just want to say, when I was sold out for breakfast, they they gave me donuts for breakfast from 3 days ago.
So this I think goes to the next point and idea of, like, right now there's a lot of economic anxiety here and across the world. You see freaking protests everywhere, and you also see, and we also, it's tough because of media manipulation. So, either lying or the headlines are wrong. We don't know what to believe.
Or
Misleading. And Busy, you had said it on your podcast, there's so much information and there's so much stuff to sift through. It's really hard to make sense of things.
Yeah. Because too much information is not good either. Like, too much of the wrong information. We have just an abundance of information, but all of it ain't right. Yeah. We can look up any damn thing.
Too much of anything could be a bad thing.
We can look up any damn thing.
Yep.
And people are just typing shit on the internet.
And you gotta, to really understand it, you gotta look through a whole bunch of stuff, and you sometimes don't have the time to do that.
Right. And so many people cut corners. They don't want to do their research, so they just kind of wing it. And you wait, this doesn't add up.
The path of least resistance, fam. All these QAnon people, they all just quit when it was like, they didn't go to jail. What? Nobody went to jail, and they didn't get sacrificed and stuff.
Yeah.
And they was like, all right, time to go back to your regular lives. Like the main QAnon dude said that on their little thing. He's like, all right, everybody, time to go back to our regular lives. I was like, what the fuck, y'all? This is like
I think
trying to kill
No,
people and like.
they're still
I mean,
doing it, bro. They're
I
still
mean,
out there.
yeah, I
They're
know they
saying
still
like
doing it.
March is gonna be Trump's gonna come back and be president, and you got
Yeah, I know
Marjorie
that.
Green, and yeah,
That's what they do though. They just keep like all. If you look at like all the cults, like the doomsday cults, they just push the day back farther. That's it's gonna happen. So you're like, it's gonna
Oh
happen in
yeah.
March, and then when in March comes, it don't happen. But it's gonna happen on Christmas Eve, and then it ain't gonna happen on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, it's gonna be Father's Day of 2021. Like, it's just gonna,
I think a lot of
So
that.
it's just because it's a cult fan. So like the cult is just gonna be a cult.
but it's not just
But
cult stuff. But I mean, regular.
but it became a political.
It's
It
hard for me,
became a
bro. It's
political
hard for me to
arm.
sift through information, bro. Like it is.
Yeah,
It's hard for me to read
and we
something, and
intelligent
I have.
people that yeah, you got degrees. You know what I'm saying? Like we intelligent people that like try to study it and pay attention. Imagine people that really half-ass look at it.
Mhm.
I think it also comes from technology though, and like social media. Like social media has shortened our time attention span so much that like
Yes.
even
Yeah,
when we go to research shit, and I'm guilty of it too. I'll see something so informative, but if I see that it looks like it's going to take me more than like 15 seconds to read, I'll scroll past it, or I'll be like, I'll come back to it later. And
and it knows how to only show you what you want to look at too. So you
yeah,
don't
I
get to
mean,
Yeah.
look
because
at
yeah,
everything.
everything is tied in somehow, somewhere. Everything is intertwined. Like when you look at something, it literally records how long you were looking at it. And if you
Mhm.
don't, if you look at it, let's just say for the sake of the conversation, let's say you look at something for more than 5 seconds, it's gonna take that and then it puts it into the algorithm, and that's like you said, it'll only show you what you like to read. But if you're just constantly scrolling, that's that's how all of those ads and stuff come up. Like it's just everything is intertwined, which again, we talk about the misinformation and the abundance of it, and like social media is the number one. To me, it seems like it's the number one uh, company, or how I forgot what word I want to use, that creates misinformation. Facebook, if y'all know Q's been preaching about fuck Facebook since we started the podcast.
Yeah,
But
And
yeah.
I mean, we use Instagram, so it's all fucked up. It's all
yeah,
Yeah.
fucked up.
fuck them. Hey, fuck them too for always trying to like remove shit, man.
Because to us it's social media, but for them it's a
We're gonna
database.
say this and post that on there. They're gonna remove the shit out of that. Oh, you
But
said
yeah,
fuck Instagram, huh?
well, like I said,
Face-
Facebook was able to, help spread so much misinformation that there was a genocide in Myanmar. And so, like, and
Yep.
they also helped spread so much misinformation that there was an armed
About
insurrection
Trump.
in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
About just and also about Trump in general in America and the protests and the
Yeah.
and
The
you
media
know what I'm
draws the narrative.
saying?
sometimes it's just
Yeah.
one person. Like Trump was enough to just like spread a shit ton of
By
misinformation.
himself.
But think about all those bots and
Wow.
shit. All them bots on Facebook and shit.
Not
And
all
think
of them
about
are
how
bots, bro. Yeah,
I mean
there's a lot of people and conservatives and people pushing that stuff. But yes, you do get um
but the bot
not
started it
organic.
is what I'm saying.
Yes,
The
you
bot
get
it
not
started from the
organic growth.
bots.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
get
Hey,
not organic
It
growth.
started from the bots, and then the regular people believe the bots, and they like, oh shit, this shit the truth.
hey, now that
Is
we
Mhm.
what
talking
I'm getting
about
at.
that, I just want to
But think
state for the
about how
record.
fast they got rid of that shit, and how fast they could have been got rid of that shit. What'd you
I
say?
just want to state for the record that I've never seen a Black Lives Matter bot.
I done seen a
Interesting.
whole. Wait, what you mean?
I've never,
Like a.
just as much as we see these "Make America Great" Trump bots and all that kind of stuff, I've never seen a Black Lives Matter bot.
Oh yeah, like about this mate. Yeah, like a fake black person or
Yeah,
something. Like
I've
yeah,
never seen
yeah.
one.
No, it was a black person that was a Trump person though. It was like
Yeah, you'll get
black
those.
black
Yeah.
truck guy. And I was like, this don't even look like a real person, man. But it was like, I love fucking Trump. I just read it
They
like
kill
that
me
because
with
it's on
those
Twitter. I
those
mean, it's on
names.
Facebook.
They kill me with that black Trump supporter. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, like, nigga, we know this is real. We know. Remember that dude they
The
found out
fact
was
that
like a millionaire or something, and he had a fake page. He made a fake dude, and he was
Oh
like
my
and
God.
he accidentally tweeted from his regular. He thought he was on his regular page, but he was on the black dude page he created.
yeah, I remember that.
He was like,
Oh my
like fuck
God.
this, fuck
Bro,
Trump, I fucking love Trump.
To bring it back around, I'm gonna say one more
Yeah,
thing. To bring it back
I'm
around
sorry.
with the
I got on a
no, you're
tangent.
right, you're right. Because it's the bots, you get inorganic growth, and you also get
Hmm.
Yeah,
legitimate
and
media
Facebook allowed it,
sources. You get
and Twitter.
legitimate media sources like local news sources. When something like a cop shooting happens, you get one company. In Southern California, it's called City News Service. They write one generic article with one generic statement about what happened, and every single media place uses that generic article or that generic script.
because a lie will spread faster than the truth.
Hmm.
By the
Mm.
time,
Amen.
that, what is it called? City Source Q?
City News Service.
City News Service. By the time that reaches, let's say we're using Southern California. By the time it reaches LA and all that kind of stuff, like it's already spreading like wildfire before you even got to even know the actual truth of things. Um, I
And it
think,
goes back to that lack of attention, like y'all was saying too. Like
yeah, and I
instead
mean,
of going and doing their own research, they just
and that ties into it because they know that they don't really want to report the truth. They don't really want
right.
to report the truth.
Who
Prime,
cares?
yeah. Like for example, the up in Washington or was it Oregon where the cop ran over people in the
Tacoma.
Oh
protest?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
the one of the people who sent us the video was obviously there, and he has said to us that he's tried multiple times to like reach out to news sources to basically debunk the fact that people were being the cop feared for his life, they were assaulting him and all that kind, they were beating on the windshields, but like he said he contacted him, was like, that's not what happened, here's the video. Yes, we were slapping on the hood of his car, but we weren't banging on his windows, we weren't being aggressive and all that kind of stuff, like basically showing that what the statement that they put out is not what
It was
really
fake
happened.
as hell.
Yeah, it was
Fake
fake as
as
hell.
hell,
And you
boy.
know who put it out? It was one of the similar things, City News Service. It's cop propaganda, propaganda,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
propaganda. That it's the
Okay, got him a
cops.
new
You,
word.
this
Okay, okay.
happens everywhere. All these
Yeah,
killings. The first reports to come out are always these generic, short ass statements, always fucking lies. We've caught SDPD doing it on their own Twitter about protests,
yeah,
saying that
yeah.
people
Honestly,
had
yeah.
pepper sprayed them first, but that was a complete lie. And all the media runs with it, right? Because the media needs those quotes from the cops.
Yeah.
They need
Hmm.
that good relationship. You know what I
They
mean?
need it. They need it. They depend on
And
each other. Like Walter said, it's all together. They all are
and that,
together.
and that's why when it's like people that go against them, you like an outlier. Y'all notice that?
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like the people we've talked to or had on here or something that go against the police, they like, man, it's it's doing this is going against the grain, and it's crazy because I ain't doing nothing but just talking about the truth.
That yeah. This is my final words right here.
Yeah,
They take our new stuff and they don't ask us for comments. They some of them just take it straight up. And this podcast, it's a legitimate black podcast, and there's a lot of stuff about how there's not enough representation in media. No news service, no newspaper in San Diego besides KPBS, because they're good, but they don't want to recognize us. They don't want to say anything about us. They don't want to, you know what I mean? They don't want to take any of our comments about the police, nothing like that. You know what I mean? But they'll just take all the stuff we post and write their own little article about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like the like the video from the protest when they start shooting rubber bullets at it, it's like, oh, so y'all just gonna take that and not gonna figure out what happened? Like Y'all just gonna take that and write your own little fairy tale shit?
Yeah, they like we create our own narrative. Thanks, we don't need it. We'll just take the video.
All right. I'm trying to tell you, it ain't even about the money at this point, but all right. I'm start coming up y'all with these lawsuits and defamation of character suits and shit like that. It's like, cool.
This is why this is the real news for most of everyone. Like nobody, you have to talk to the people that's hands-on in the streets, that's really making a difference, because they are just lying and drawing up their own little stories or whatever.
And that applies all the way up the chain of command. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
no fucking senator sitting, making $190,000 in Washington tell me what to do with my life and how to go about my life. Bitch, you from the 70s. Gas was a quarter. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me, like, you can't make these laws dictating my life when you don't know how it is over here. Motherfucker, you ain't never stepped foot in California. So how you gonna sit there and tell me, how you gonna sit there and tell me $600 is enough? You feel me? Like, oh, we're gonna do $1,400. $1,400 for what? Y'all literally know the cost of living out here. Who's gonna make that work? That won't even work for 2 weeks for some people. So it's like it's so mind-boggling how we have, for the time being, we have to play their game. And you see what happens when we actually educate ourselves and actually learn how to do things like they do. You get shit like the stock markets. It's like, oh, stock markets, you're supposed to invest money. You're supposed to be able to make money. But now that we learn how to do things the way y'all do it, and it's actually costing y'all money because we didn't learn how to game, now it's illegal. Now we can't do it. Oh, that's the morals is just like, no, like,
that's real right there.
I just really
a whole bunch of people figure out how to do it. It's illegal.
Yeah.
Only a few people can't do this. It's right.
Look at it. Marijuana. Selling weed is always been like to make money, obviously, and to get high. But for the longest, it was illegal till they realized, how much money they could actually make from it. Now that they realize they can make all this extra money, let's legalize it now. Let's legalize it after you done your dirty work. After you done the dirty work, throwing us all in jail and shit. Like, it's so many different examples that shows.
It's so fucked up because we can't even play their game.
Parole.
Yeah.
What?
We can't even play their game, like you said, with the stock. Like, I was sitting there watching the whole GameStop shit, and I was like, that's fucked up, because like Dogecoin and some of the weed stocks are probably up next for some of that shit. And I'm not trying to be in that predicament with the government fighting them over my money. Like,
prime example. No. Prime example. Another one. So yeah, as you know that there's like there's weed stocks that you can invest in. If you are in the military, you are not allowed to invest in the weed cannabis industry. I'm like, but wait, like that's an actual stock that's in the stock exchange, in the stock market, that you can invest in, but because you're in the military, you can't invest in it because weed is not federally legal. So they classify it as, messing around with illegal drugs. And I'm just like, how does that, none of that makes sense. Like, how does that?
That's pride as hell.
Like,
big pride. That's dumb.
That's
exactly. Like,
it's government owned. Your government owned
free
property.
market, free market, but only for the rich. So
yeah. And so I'm just, truth be told though, while we going through all this bullshit, I'm glad that people are starting to see America for what it really is, and that it's full of shit. For years, and well, I ain't gonna say for years, since its existence, all we've done was spray cologne or perfume on top of garbage.
Put a Band-Aid on some bullet wounds, fam.
Yeah. All we did was just drown it in Axe body spray, but when you really look at America, it's still full of shit. It's full of shit.
And the best way to try and fix it and mask the smell is with Axe body spray and not with any actual good cologne.
Oh my God.
Or fix the problem. So it's
that's some funk.
It's me, your boy, Real Walter Ford.
Oh shit.
Busy Balboa.
Yeah, busy. You got it. Hey, I'll just go last from now on. Make this easy. It's your boy Mac 2301. It's the Activated Podcast. We love y'all. Stay safe. Stay activated. Wear a fucking mask. Wash your damn hands. And
Black Lives
And
Matter.
don't go protest at vaccination centers, shutting them down like they did yesterday in LA.
Yeah.
Please
Boo.
don't do that.
make sure
Didn't
you
think we
go.
would have to
Boo.
say that.
Hey, let's go get our fucking money.
Infringing on people's rights. You're infringing on my rights, so I'm gonna go infringe on yours. Okay. Boop.
That don't even make sense, fam.
Yeah.
Love y'all, man.
We love y'all. We out.